Hello and welcome to your top to toe, strong body, strong mind Pilates with hand weights. If you don't have hand weights, grab a tin of beans or a couple of tins, anything you've got in the house, and you can also do the whole thing without anyway. But yeah, very quickly, if we haven't met before, my name is Emma. I am registered blind. I still have some vision, but I do have a guide dog at the side who may join us. He's flaked out at the minute because it's like 35 degrees in this studio, hence the sweat. So I've put him over there with water and he's cooling off. But you might find he comes and joins us in the video. And it does mean that I try to audio describe everything in as much detail for blind and visually impaired people to also follow along with too. Or for people that don't want to look at the screens and just follow along by listening. Anyway, let's get ready to go. So let's start standing. And we're going to have our feet about a fist distance apart, so quite narrow. And we're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to have the weights in our hands already, so let them drop by your side. Just take a minute to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. This might be the deepest breath you've taken in today. And exhale. Breathe out through the mouth, close down your eyes if that feels okay too. And just take a moment to tune in with the body, switch off from everything else that's going on around you. Letting the arms hang by your side, feeling the weights in your hands, drawing the shoulders away from your ears. And just start to tune in very quickly to the sounds around you. Maybe the temperature of the room, and just having a little notice of how you're feeling today. Shift the weight forwards and lift your heels slightly off of the mat, and then shift the weight backwards and lift all 10 toes. And just do that a couple more times, and just find where the weight settles right in the middle through all parts of the feet. Good. Drawing the belly button away from our clothing, start to feel this deep contraction switching on. As you now start to breathe a little wider, a little fuller into the lower part of your rib cage, so you can keep that strong center. Either keeping the eyes closed or blink them open. I'm sure my glasses have steamed up. We're gonna shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, drop them down. Let the weights draw down. Feel the weights anchoring the arms down. Here you go again. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale, drop them back down. Just a couple more times, lifting up. Oh, there's a gorgeous breeze coming in. Yes, please. I can't have the fan on because it's too noisy, so. Sweating like a piglet. Anyway, let the arms drop. Do nice big circles for me. Lift the shoulders up, back and around. And again, just let those weights draw the arms down as we lift the shoulders up to the ears, all the way back and around. And then reverse it, go back the other way. Grounding through the feet, maybe standing taller. Maybe that core has already switched off, so switch it back on. Good, drop your shoulders down your back. Do a little tip up and over to the side. Feel this lovely stretch for your waist and pull back up. Tip to the other side. So the arms stay by your side and you're just bending from your waist up and over. The weight doesn't change through the feet. And again, the weight of the weights in your hand help to just draw you down a little bit more. And we're going to come into some side bending later on. So you can always come back to this if this feels better for you. Good, stand nice and tall. Just do a little rotation to the side and just let the weights kind of swing in your arms as you swivel from the waist, look over your shoulder, just let the arms swing and then twist to the other side. So trying to keep your hip bones facing forward throughout. And let's just breathe. Widen forward into that rib cage. Just feel the weights. Maybe even feel a little breeze going through the arms as you swing. And then come back to center. Good, nod your chin to the chest. Take a roll down. Imagining you're peeling off of a sticky wall, withdrawing the abdominals in. anchoring our tailbone towards our heels as we peel off of this imaginary sticky wall. Letting the weights of the arms just rest in front. If this feels too much, you may want the hands on the knees, lift your head higher than your heart, or bend your knees. And then we'll roll all the way up, sending our tailbone towards our heels. Let's restack bone by bone. And on the way up, lift your arms out to the side, starting to feel those weights. Arms go all the way up by the side of your ears. We drop the arms all the way slowly back down by our side, and we take that roll down again. I'm going to tie up my hair because, one, it's sticking to me, and two, I'm worried that it's going to hit the microphone. Not that I need to give you an explanation. Excuse the double chin, guys. The way I have my camera, it's aimed at, anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's do a roll down. Good. Anchor yourself down. So what can happen is we can shift the weight back. So we don't want to hang back. We want to shift the weight up and over. So we're not hanging back in the hips, the heels, and let's roll back up. We'll do one more, and this last one will bring us all the way to the mat. So lift the arms up by the side of the ears, feel those weights working. Press the arms down, take a big roll down all the way to the mat, feeling each part of the spine, bone by bone, rolling down. Soften your knees a little more. And let's bring ourselves down onto our back. Should I go this way, or am I going to hit the plant? I think we might be okay. So we're going to come down onto our back, and we're going to have the knees bent and the feet flat, and we're going to step the heels in, so the heels are more underneath the knees. I'm really tight through my chest and through the back of my neck, so my neck lifts up a little bit more. So if you want to rest your head on a block, which I may grab in a minute, but if you're like me and a block feels more comfortable, or a pillow, please add it. But yeah, let's have our arms resting on our hips, our hands holding those weights on our hip bones. So our feet are about a fist distance apart, really grounded into the mat. I want you to feel the contact of the back of the head, the back of the shoulders pressing into the mat, and this lovely natural curve through the lower back. And when you're ready, start to roll your pelvis in, flattening your back, as if you're trying to roll the weights towards you, but you're holding onto them so they're not going to roll. And keep pressing the shoulders into the mat. From there, start to peel your tailbone off. Just using the abs at the minute, come up about halfway. And then slowly roll back down bone by bone, back to a flat back, and then back to that natural curve. Trying to keep those knees in line. Let's go again, flatten the back, roll the hips in. We're going to come up a little bit more this time. This time, as we start to lift the hips a little higher, push into those weights and use your glutes and your legs as well. And then we're going to roll back down bone by bone through the spine, rippling down, back to a nice natural curve. Good, so you can stay with this. Otherwise, we're going to have our hands where they are on the hips as we roll up. Once we find our bridge where we've created almost like this slope, this ramp, we don't want any dip in it. So we want the knees to the shoulders to be in line. From there, lift the arms up to the ceiling, sweep the arms up and over your head to the floor behind you, so the back of the hands are now on the floor. Keep them there and see if you can roll all the way down through the spine, bone by bone. Really nice stretch if you're tight through the upper body. Feel the back come all the way down, come back to a nice natural curve, place the weights back onto the hips. We go again. I'm really conscious I have a double chin in this position. We roll all the way up, pressing into the feet, pressing into the weights. Take the arms over the head really slowly so you're feeling those weights. Drawing down, feel the back of the hands on the floor, and then roll down. So like me, your arms may be on the different surface now. They may have come off of the mat. So maybe you feel a different texture or a different temperature. Lovely breeze again. Place the hands onto the hips. We've got a kids' summer camp going on. Oh my gosh, my head's not even on the mat. How did I not notice that? We've got a kids' summer camp going on, so there's performances going on downstairs. So hopefully the music doesn't distract too much. Let's lift the arms up. Let's just do this one last time. Rolling down bone by bone. Good, and on this last one, step your feet away from you and hover your arms so they're just above your chest. Hold on tight to the weights and your palms are facing in towards one another. Again, we're feeling the feet, the soles of the feet, the back of the pelvis, the shoulders, and the back of the head on the mat. When you're ready, let one arm drop by your side, one arm go up and above your head, and really control the weights as they lower. And then switch. So we bring the arms back up to the ceiling and then they switch. The other arm goes by our side, the other arm goes up and above our head. And we try our best to not round our shoulders off of the mat. We try to keep that contact on the mat and just feel that work going through the arms. Now, if you want to do this up in your bridge, step your feet back in, lift the hips and be in your bridge. You can do your soldier arms in bridge. Switching from right to left. Good. Again, you can be back down and switch. I hope I'm not hitting the microphone, so I might have to go a little bit wider. Just give me one more time to each side. We're going to do this later on, letting the weights just slowly draw down. Good, and then bring your arms back up above your chest. And you can either keep them here up and above your chest, palms facing in towards one another, or bring your hands back onto your hips to get a little bit of feedback. And it's almost like using the weights to anchor your hips down. Feet are about a foot away from you. And you're going to lift your thigh up so your shin is now parallel to the ceiling. So the thigh has come in towards you and then slowly lower back down without any movement through the pelvis. Lift the other leg, thigh comes up, shin goes parallel to the ceiling, and then we slowly lower down. Again, maybe the weights are above the head. If you know you're staying steady, just marching through from left to right. Good. Maybe you can up this a little bit and you can lift one leg. You're going to hold it here and then lift the second leg up. So both shins are parallel to the ceiling. You have a nice neutral spine and then you just do your toe taps here. So we drop our thigh like it's lowering towards the mat and we come back up. So our heel or our toes tap down to the mat. Now the further you tap your foot away from you, the more challenging. The closer you tap your foot, the less challenging. So you decide what you need. Again, you can be doing your march just here. And I want you to feel your belly button pulling away from your clothing and almost feel like you could balance cups of tea on your hip bones and they would stay steady. Okay, on the next one, keep the legs nice and lifted or down, it's up to you, and have the arms hovered above the head. Face the palms away from you this time. We're going to draw our elbows down by our side. Try not to move the legs, whether they're up or down. So now the elbow and the shoulder is in line, but the hands are still up to the ceiling. From there, fold the arms back right from the shoulder joint until the back of the hands goes down onto the mat. Let those weights anchor you down. From there, stretch the arms up by the side of our ears along the mat, and then lift the arms over the head. Keep lifting, tuck your chin to the chest and come up into a lovely curl up. So you should have a fist distance between your chin and chest. The rest is your chest coming up to your legs. And then we lower back down, arms go back up to the ceiling, and we repeat. Again, legs can be down. We draw the elbows down by our side. Nice control here. From there, we fold back so the back of the hands goes down onto the mat, feeling this lovely opening through the upper body. We stretch the arms long, trying to keep the elbows on the floor. Don't worry if they lift. Arms are up by the side of your ears. We then lift the arms over the head so they're hovered back above the chest. And we just repeat a couple more times. I might grab a block actually. For anyone that's like, oh, she's blind, how is she grabbing a block? Oh, there we go. I know the layout of the studio so well, and I've got a little bit of vision, so that helps. Right now I'm finding where the end of the mat is. There we go. But good. Let's come up to our last one. Whether the legs are up or down, whatever is feeling good for you. Good. And let's hover the arms back above our chest. We're gonna now face, oh, we did our curl up with that as well. We're gonna now hover, whether the legs are up or down, we're gonna hover the arms above our chest and we're gonna curl all the way up this time. If you have neck, back or shoulder pain, just keep your head down. Fist distance between the chin and chest, and the arms are hovered just off of the floor. And we're gonna do tiny little up and down with the arms. So we lift a bit and we lower. The arms lift to about the height of the legs if they're up. If not, they're coming up to where just above the knees if the feet are down on the floor. And we breathe. Good. Drawing the belly button down. Using those weights to add power through the arms. This is a slow 100. We're not going to go for the full 100 time because where we're going slower would be here all day. Let's just go for another 10. 9. Strong through those arms. 8. 7. Maybe the head is down, that's okay. Maybe to make it more challenging, can you stretch your legs nice and long and drop them lower and lower until you find the right amount of challenge for you. 3, 2, 1. Stretch the arms up and above the head. Keep them there. Bring the legs up to tabletop or down on the mat. And let's open the arms out to the side. Let the back of the hands rest on the mat. I'm so wonky on this mat, aren't I? So I'll show all 3 layers. Your arms are now out to the side, and again, maybe this is where your arms have now come off of the mat, so there's going to be a different texture or a different temperature between the mat and the floor, so just tune into that. Maybe let your hands open if the weights will still rest in your hands without them rolling, and feel the back of the hands, the back of the arms, the back of the shoulders grounding down into the mat, that anchoring down to the mat. Squeeze your legs together. I'll show you the option with the feet down. So squeeze your legs tight together. We're going to roll onto the outside of the right foot, picking up the left foot so the knees can stay in line. And you're going to twist your body over to the right from the waist down. Feel the opposite arm and the opposite rib cage anchoring you back over to the left, and then come back to center. And let's tip over to the other side. Feeling the other side of the body anchoring down. And we come back up. If you want to add a little bit more to this, layer it up. You can lift your legs back up to tabletop, shins parallel to the ceiling. And again, we tip up and over to the side, feeling the weights anchoring you back. And then we pull back up and we go to the other side. If you need more challenge, you might want to have your legs straight. Just go with what feels best for you today. I think I'm going to be somewhere in the middle. And just notice while we're here, as you tip from right to left, if there's one side you can go a little lower than the other. Good, and come back up. And up and over to the other side. And back up. Just give me one more time to each side. Really feel the weights drawing you down. Maybe your eyes are closed like mine and you're just tuning in. Come back up. Hug the knees into your chest. Let the weights just rest on your shins. And then come into a full body stretch, reaching from your fingertips all the way down to your toes. Good. From here, let's slowly roll over and come up into a kneeling position. So if you have any trouble being on your knees, you may want to choose a seated option, whatever feels best for you. That's absolutely fine. Where should I put that block? Over there, so I don't lose it. But otherwise come up into a high kneeling position. So we're resting, our shins, our knees down, and the rest of the body is upright. So I'm going to shimmy right to the end of our mat. I'm going to mirror you. So you're going to extend your left leg out to the side. Mine will be my right. The right knee is still grounded on the mat. We're going to sweep our arms out to the side to create this lovely T shape. Palms are facing down, arms have come up to shoulder height. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to tip up and over to the right, and then we pull all the way back upright. We go again. So maybe you're in a seated position, doing this down here, or maybe you're standing back upright, arms by your side, doing that lean we did at the beginning. The weights will add something to all of these. As we go up and over to the side, we're really using that other foot or maybe our sit bones to ground us down. And then exhale to pull back up. Let's go one more time, up and over. We're going up and over like an electric fence, so we're really having to tip. And we pull back up. And we come in. Before we do the other side, come up to high kneeling, or again, maybe you need to change this. I can show some different options. Arms are going to be by your side. You can be on your sit bones, you can be standing. We're going to do the arm exercises we did a little while ago. We're going to do soldier arms. One arm's going to go up by the side of our ear, the other arm by the side of our hip, and then we're going to switch. One arm goes up, other arm goes down. And switch. We've got a lovely performance going on now, which sounds like Frozen, so I hope I don't get copyrighted for this. And switch. So as we squeeze the arms back, we're not swiveling through the shoulders, we're not popping through the rib cage, we're just keeping this lovely control. Squeezing the top arm past the hip. No, top arm past the ear, bottom arm past the hip. This is amazing for posture, strengthening the shoulders. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the capital E exercise we did a little while ago. So we're going to push the arms in front this time, like as if we was on our back. So if you want to go back to being on your back, that's okay. But it's just this time we've got no support of the mat. So the arms are reaching in front at shoulder height, palms facing down. Pull the abdominals in as we pull our elbows back, so that not squeezing all the way back behind us, so just in line with our shoulders. We then fold the rest of the arms back, so now the knuckles face up to the ceiling. We push the arms all the way up by the side of our ears, and then we drop the arms back in front, and we go again. We pull the elbows back. We fold the arms back, so we're in this goalpost position. We push the arms up by the side of the ears, and we lower the arms back down. So again, equally, if you want to be back down on your back, doing this option we did on our back. Oh, it's Moana. Sorry about that. It's Moana we can hear now, which I love this song, but again, I hope oh, and reach. Okay, just do that one last time for me. Breathing in. Any Disney fans, you should enjoy this. When you're ready, let's do our leg on the other side. We're going to extend the other leg out to the side. Maybe you're down on your sit bones. Stretch the arms out nice and long, palms facing down. We're going up and over our imaginary electric fence. And we pull back up. Go again. Maybe we're standing, doing our little tips to the side, which I might do for a little bit longer, to be honest, because it's so hot in here, I'm starting to feel sick. Pull the belly button away from your clothing and just feel the weight pulling down. And back up. Just do that a couple more times for me, whichever option you're doing. And pull back up. Last one, maybe we're down here. Up and over. And pull back up. And then bring the arms in, give them a little roll out. Last little bit. So we're going to roll over onto our hands and knees. Now again, if you need to do this on your back, don't worry, I'll show an option on our back as well. So if there's any wrist or knee pain, I got you covered. Okay, so sweaty hair is tied back. You're going to take the weight still in your hands, but your hands are now in a fist underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart. You're going to press the floor away, and your knees are going to be underneath your hips, hip distance apart. So you're in this lovely box. I want you to find a nice flat back. So we're not rounding, we're not sinking, we're somewhere in the middle. Excuse me. From here, we're going to reach opposite arm to leg right out as long as it can go and pull back in. Actually, do you know what? Do the right arm, left leg, and have the other hand down on the floor or without the weight, because it can strain a little bit. And we're just going to stay on this side a little while. Right arm, left leg reaches, right arm, left leg pulls in. Now, carry on with that. If you would like to, you're going to be on your back, either feet on the floor, arms up above your chest, reaching right arm, left leg, long behind you, out, away from you. So the arm goes up by the side of the ear, the leg reaches long, and then you can keep switching. And you can also have your legs up in tabletop for that as well. So you're stretching your leg out nice and long with your shins parallel to the ceiling. If you are on your hands and knees and you want to add a little bit more, you're going to reach that right arm, left leg. You're going to pull the abdominals in, and you're going to lift the arm and leg up as like shoulder height and hip level. You're going to tap that down, draw back in. Carry on with that. I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to let you do that for a little while because I'm so hot I feel sick. And when I start getting hot and flustered, my eyes shake more and it makes me feel really sick. So carry on with that for me. And then in your own time, switch on to the other side. So we do the other arm and leg, reaching up, coming back in. So I just want to explain that a little bit more in detail. So carry on with whatever version you're doing. You're reaching the opposite arm to leg nice and long. Nothing else has moved. You've got this imaginary tray of food and drink on your back. You then see if you can pull the abs in without sinking into your back, and you lift opposite arm to leg up, shoulder height, hip level. We tap back down and we keep that length, and then we draw all the way back to our start position. Maybe some of you are alternating arm and leg, maybe some of you are on that same side lift. Maybe you're on your back, stretching opposite arm to leg nice and long. Good. Now, bring yourself back to your start position. Reach your right arm, left leg out nice and long, either on the floor or up. We're going to take them out to the outer corners of the mat. You can do this on the back as well, and then draw back in. We go out to the outer corners of the mat and draw back in. Just doing that a few more times. Out to the outer corners. Squeeze back in. Did that birdie make you jump? Out to the outer corners. And back in. When you're ready, switch sides. Draw that arm and leg down. Reach, stretch out again. Maybe we're doing this on the floor. Arm and leg reaches out. Arm and leg comes in. Maybe you're up at hip level, shoulder height. Maybe you're on your back. Arm and leg out to the side. And back in. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Draw all the way in. I want you to bring your big toes together, open the knees, and sit all the way back. Let your weights just go to the side. I'm going to put mine right at the end of the mat so I know where they are. And stretch those arms long. As you sit back, feel those hips opening, feel those inner legs, feel the arms stretching nice and long. I want you to take wider, fuller, deep breaths in and exhales out. Really feeling the body relaxing. We don't have to pull the abs in anymore. We can just relax. Take your right arm, loop it underneath your left, and imagine listening to the floor with the right ear as you twist your body to the side. So you're threading your arm underneath. Now, if you want to, you can do this in a seated position, crossing your arm over your heart and pulling it in with the other arm. You can also be on your back doing this as well. Feet together, knees open, arm across your heart. And then do the other side, tuck the other arm under, look underneath that arm. My weight is rolling away. Press back to the hips. Feel the shoulder, stretch through the waist as well. And come back in, sit up nice and tall for me and squeeze the legs together. If you can, tuck your toes under. Hands can be slightly more in front. You can walk the hands in a little more, pressing the floor away, pressing into the toes. Or you're going to sit all the way back onto those toes and give them a nice big stretch out. From here, take your hands, interlace them behind your back, roll the shoulders back and down and see if you can slightly lift through your chest. Good. And then interlace the hands in front, round your spine back. If you need to do this standing or on your sit bones, that's okay. Good. Sit back up nice and tall. Untuck your toes and just bring yourself into a position where it feels comfortable for you. This may be down on your back, it might be seated, it doesn't matter. Maybe place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, whatever feels good for you. Maybe hands on your lap. And just take a nice deep breath in through the nose, filling out the entire body. As you breathe out, maybe close down your eyes and just notice if you feel like the body's worked, or you can feel that difference of slowing down your breathing and tuning in with your other senses. Just one more time, deep breath in and breathe out. Blink the eyes open and you are done. I'm really sorry if I couldn't demo anything. I've learned that it's okay. I can just talk through it. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can always use heavier, slightly heavier weights, or take the weights away if they feel too much. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. The music's getting louder, so on that note, I'm gonna go. But have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye.